And welcome to the David Tomsic Show, fighting tyranny one day at a time. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. I'm so glad you can join me here, my friends. I appreciate you. Listen, there is trouble right here in River City. Well, if you look behind me, yeah, that's River City. That's Pittsburgh. We have three rivers. But there is trouble, not just here in River City, but across the land and throughout most of the Western world. That's a big rabbit hole. I'm definitely not falling into that today. But I wanted to give you all some good news. The very fact that Donald Trump's poll numbers continue to collapse makes me feel so good. It really does. And I'm sure it makes many of you feel good. Now, to those of you who support him, the shrinking number, I'm sure you can go to over the Newsmax and they'll have other poll numbers for you. It'll be something like this. Newsmax. Headline, 99% of Americans support Donald Trump, no matter what. So you can go over there and listen to that. Make sure you bring your shovel. You'll be shoveling out your house for weeks. But I wanted also, before I get into the poll numbers, I wanted to talk a little bit about what people think of Donald Trump. And I found an MSNBC video by Lawrence Donald. I know many people don't like MSNBC. Listen, they have some good stuff. Believe me, they do. And sometimes Fox has a decent article or decent video. Not very often for Fox, maybe not very often for MSNBC, but this particular video was good. And I enjoyed it because I almost started crying when I read it. It just was funny to me because it was so up close and personal. It was real. So Lawrence Donald titled this, Trump is the biggest loser in the history of presidents' first 100 days. Wow. We have a 78-year-old president that speaks incoherently and lies to you, leaving you wondering if he's a pathological liar or delusional or both. He dials someone he doesn't want to talk to at 1:28 a.m. Now, that someone was the Atlantic magazine's Jeffrey Goldberg. Now, if you remember, maybe you don't, Jeffrey Goldberg was the guy that Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, the well-qualified super genius, Pete Hegseth. This is the guy that Pete Hegseth mistakenly sent the war plans, top secret war plans, to. Okay, he sent them to, one of them was the Atlantic's Jeffrey Goldberg. And then when Donald Trump was asked about it, Donald Trump trashed the Atlantic, said they're out of business, they're incompetent, whatever. Of course, that's classic Donald Trump. He defended Pete Hegseth by destroying somebody else. That's what he does. But most of you who support him like that. I think it's unprofessional and I think it's pathological. Rabbit hole. Excuse me. So, same 78-year-old man is braying at the world at 5:24 a.m., claiming that people have committed crimes that don't exist. Now, just to let you know, where we're finding this is on Trump's social media platform. So that's why we know what he was doing at 5:24 a.m. He basically has a timestamp on his social media empire there. Using words that have never been joined together and making absolutely no sense, calling people, and I quote, they are negative criminals. Of course, you'd be concerned about the mental health of such a person. You'd assume some kind of serious neurological decline in this 78-year-old man. And I can tell you, I do know a few people that have had cognitive declines. Okay, so imagine that same 78-year-old man said that I run the country and the world. So again, if you knew someone that said things like this, you would think they were delusional. And as I said, I know quite a few people that, that had dementia and Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's. I think they're separate type of illnesses. I don't know if one goes into the other or not. I'm not sure, but I can tell you that it's sad. It's really hurtful to watch people suffer from this disease. So you would believe that if someone said that, there's an issue with them, right? Okay, now imagine if Joe Biden did just one of those things. Oh, my. But he's right. Now, again, those Joe Biden people, I want to time you out. Don't text me or comment Joe Biden, 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 Joe Biden. Because this guy's exactly right. If Joe Biden said something like that, it'd be front page news in the big letters, like big ones. Joe Biden incompetent. And of course, Joe Biden was suffering from cognitive decline. We know this. I don't blame Joe Biden. I blame those around him. Okay, but I'm not going to sit here and sing the Joe Biden song every time something's mentioned about Joe Biden as compared to Donald Trump. The truth is, if Donald Trump can get away with it, Joe Biden couldn't. That's the exact way the right-wing mess of a news media would handle it. Rabbit hole. But the problem is for Trump, this was just one news cycle. He repeats the same gibberish and outlandish statements every single day he gets in front of a camera or goes on his social media account. And if you watch and read the social media account, literally it's crazy talk. Okay, literally it's crazy talk, unless someone else wrote it for him. This is frightening. So we'll put it all together here. So Donald Trump butt-dialed a reporter at the Atlantic at 1:38 a.m. We now know that was Jeffrey Goldberg. A reporter who he didn't want to talk to, but eventually granted an interview with. During that interview, Trump said, "I run the country and the world." Now, no man runs this country, one man. Now, let me go back here. He said that, and that was the title of Jeffrey Goldberg's article. I run the country and the world. Now, of course, every country in the world's watching this, including China, and they're saying, wait a minute. Why wasn't I informed of this news? Well, you just were. Donald Trump just told you he runs our country, one guy, and he runs the world. Okay, well, here's the problem. America was founded by people who fought to escape a single ruler, a king, a dictator. Pretty much, America was founded on the principle we're not going to have one guy run our country because we already got out from under somebody who was one guy running our country. He was a king. So I think that's an issue. Don't try to fix it and manipulate the words. He meant what he said, and he said what he meant. But it's untrue, except that he's trying to make it true. You see where I'm going with that, my friends? See, this all makes sense to me. I always stated that Donald Trump wants to rule single-handedly. He has said this in the primaries. He has said this before the election. He wanted to come in as a dictator. He has said it. He meant it that way. There's no fixing the words. There's no trying to unscramble them. It's what he meant. It's just sad that a lot of people refuse to understand the dangers this guy presents to America. They're too enthralled with what he was going to give them. He was going to outlaw LGBTQ+. I mean, that's what they were hoping, right? He was outlawing immigrants. He was going after anybody and everybody that disagreed with him and disagreed with them. His supporters, right, it's the same thing. It's not just that they disagree with Donald Trump. They disagreed with what his supporters believe. And they want to bash this down. They want to make it illegal to say the things and believe the things the rest of us legally can say and believe. Rabbit hole, I know. So if Donald Trump really did rule the world, because we know in this country we have three branches. As I've said, the legislative branch is useless. We've got the clean house there. Get it? Clean house. I'll be here for another half an hour. It's a good one. We got a clean house and replaced both parties that have pretty much given this guy authority to trample and destroy the global system that took 80 years to make. Okay, we got to get rid of these people. Then you have the judiciary, which has failed in many ways too, and that includes the Supreme Court. We can't really do anything about them, but we have to pressure judges and we have to pressure those that are associated with the legal system to prosecute these people that are breaking the law. If you've broken the law, if you've trampled on the Constitution, we want to see you in prison. That's most of Trump's cabinet, and of course that includes Donald Trump. It includes many people in Congress. Prison. Like you want to put everybody else in prison? We'll send you to El Salvador, see how you like it. Okay, so if Donald Trump was the rule of the world, though, why didn't Justin Trudeau just hand him Canada? Hey, we're your 51st state because you're the ruler of the world. We can't prevent you from taking Canada. Take it. Canada's now the 51st state. Why didn't the Dutch say, hey, you want Greenland? Take Greenland. It's all yours because you run the world. You can have Greenland. And maybe the Panamanians can say, just take all of Panama. Take it all now. Take the canal, take everything because you run the world. I mean, what can we do? You're the main man, right? Why did Mexico go after Trump when he said he was going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? Why didn't they say, why don't we just name everything south of the border the Gulf of America, the United States, 58, 59, 60th state? Why didn't we just take everything and give it to Donald Trump because he's the ruler of the world, right? But none of them did. In fact, they fought back. And in fact, China, who's looking in on us and going, they call us crazy. China said this when the tariffs came in and Trump's pressuring them. He said, instead of them bowing down and saying, well, Donald, you're the ruler of the world. We're just going to let you give us any tariff you want and we'll have everything for you free. Everything. And we'll buy more of your debt. Give us all your debt because you're the ruler of the world. No, what they said was, we fight to the end. So the world will see a collapse because of Donald Trump. Now, we're trying to stop him. Other countries are trying to stop him. It's very difficult because the global system that the United States pretty much controlled and ran for 80 years, he's tearing it apart. But you see, there's still enough threads in that binding between us here in the United States and our allies in the world. There's still enough thread that's still holding it together. Even as Donald Trump tries to pull it apart, there's still enough there to keep it together. How long those stitches can last, I'm not sure. He's doing his best to destroy the world order as we knew it. And he's got supporters, well, there are less of them now. He's got supporters, though, that are more than happy to see the world burn. The anarchists I was talking about yesterday, they don't realize it. Here's the thing. Many people that disagree with us don't realize that they are anarchists in many ways. See, they don't realize that supporting a guy on one thing really does mean you're supporting him on everything. So then you're complicit in the crimes that he commits. Now, let me give you some of the polls. So a new Washington poll shows Trump's approval rating is lower than any other post-president at the 100-day mark in their first or second term. Now, Trump's beating his own personal record of his first term. Again, this guy's a record breaker. That plaque's on the way. He's going to proudly put it up in the office of the president. I'm a record breaker. Okay, so right now his approval rating is 39%. In February, it was 45%. Disapproval right now is 55%. In February, it was 49%. So he basically now has more people that disapprove of what he's doing than approve of what he's doing. Now, as far as other polling data, many people believe that Trump's policies are likely to cause a recession. 72% of Americans believe that what Trump is doing right now will cause a recession in the near future. Trump also set the record for the first president to use his office to publicly hustle private business ventures. He sells White House dinners. That goes in his pocket. And he created his own cryptocurrency business. Remember that? It's a Coinbase business. That's just for starters. He's a record setter. So here's my take on this, and I'm not going to go much farther down. There are plenty of polls. He's losing in all of them. The only person that he's ahead of in approval is Elon Musk. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But as we move forward, I'm hoping that more and more people see that this guy is unhinged. I mean, there was another report again today, as I've mentioned yesterday, that Donald Trump is now deporting children who are U.S. citizens. This is, again, another lie he presented to the American people. This is another way that he's showing his hate for humans, his hatred for anything good, his disdain for minorities, for the less fortunate, for those on the fringes of society. And his followers agree with all this. So I get some comments, and as I mentioned yesterday, I do not respond to them. But in many ways, I feel sorry for these people. And I know some are trolls just trying to knock me back, and I'm sure they go to other sites like mine, even though we're small, to kind of dissuade people from going after Donald Trump. But the truth is, these people are trolls, and the other people who support Donald Trump are complicit in his crimes. There's no real reason why people should be supporting him. None. He's no role model for maybe your child. You wouldn't put him in the same room as your 15-year-old daughter. You wouldn't. He can't be trusted. We know from history that he lies about everything. This is not a secret. This is not hidden. This isn't something that is just made up. This is something everybody knew for 30, 40 years. But people wanted, again, people who support him wanted him to attack those people they don't like. You know, you're the bully of my bully is my friend. I want you to bully those people, gay people, immigrants, helpless people, get them all. But the problem here is that America wasn't founded that way. It was designed for everybody. It isn't one group of people that should be privileged here. And in many ways, white people have been privileged since the beginning, since we started selling off Indian land, since we started killing them and pushing Native Americans into these small reservations. It hasn't stopped since then. And once again, many supporters of Donald Trump, they don't see themselves supporting bad doctrines and bad policies and hatred. They see themselves as getting what they want, sending LGBTQ back into the closet, getting rid of immigrants and making America whiter again, making more money for their pockets. There's a lot of people like that. I know some people that consider themselves righteous and great, awesome Christians, but at the same time, all they talk about is money. Because this is what America has become. America has been financialized by people like Donald Trump, and too many people have allowed themselves to get drawn into the magic and the illusion of Trump, making America great again by making someone else pay the price. Once again, it's time, people, to join the revolution. The revolution against tyranny, against hatred, against people who just want to get to the top no matter what, no matter who they step on. It's time to change. Join us in the revolution. Be part of the resistance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I appreciate that. Help us grow this channel. A lot of people are hoping it doesn't grow, but we plan to grow, to reach more people. Help us out in that task. Again, don't forget to go over to our sister channel, Nights Around the Fire. Link is in the description box. Keep watching the video. We're working on new ones. Look out for those. And I hope you have a great and beautiful day wherever you're at. God bless you. And I'll see you next time right here on your favorite video channel, The David Tomsic Show.